Hey guys, Miss Gregory here. I've already done part 1 and part 2 of the integers video. So this is part 3. This is comparing and ordering rational numbers using the number line and using inequality symbols. This still goes with chapter 5. This will be lesson 5.3. So make sure you have your supplies, including your workbook, because at the end you will be asked to do some guided practice on your own. If you have your supplies, then let's move on. Okay, so you should have your workbook out. You should be on page 363. You are going to now on your own stop and do these questions, then come back to the next slide and check to see if your answers are correct. Again, we're on lesson 5.3, and this is part 3 of the integer videos, comparing and ordering integers. So pause the video. If you've come back because you've done the problems, then move on. So page 363, lesson 5.3, I filled in my answers in the purple ink. And just remember, temperature is one of the examples you do have to understand, as well as sea level and banking terms as far as deposits and withdrawals. Okay? Alright, so take a look here for question number 1. I marked on the thermometer the temperatures for March and December. And you can see the answers filled in. I abbreviated the months, but you can figure out what they are. And last, number 4 says that positive 3 degrees is greater than negative 4 degrees. And we're going to go over those rules here in just a minute. Alright, you must have your pencil out and either write this down on notebook paper, write it down in your math notebook, or you may use the work zone area of your workbook to write these notes. But here's the quick 411 on comparing and ordering integers. So number 1, all positive numbers are greater than any negative number. So if you see a positive sign versus a negative sign, positives always win. Number 2, 0 is greater than any negative number. Again, 0 versus negatives, zeros win. Number 3, this thought is the closer the negative numbers are to 0, the greater the value is. So as you move towards the right up the number line, it has a greater value. So in order to remember this, we say left side is the least side, because the further left you are on the number line, the smaller the number. So you can remember that because L for left and L for least. And then in contrast, moving up the right side of the number line means the numbers are becoming greater. Okay? So now with these notes, and you can look at them as you try the questions on your own, you are going to stop. You're going to do the workbook, page 364. You're going to do the got it's, and then you're going to come back and check. So make sure you pause here, use your notes, come back to check your work. When you are ready to come back and check, move on. Okay, and here are the answers filled in for the got it's on page 364, where you are comparing integers using the inequality signs. The inequality signs just means the less than or greater than symbol. So with got it, letter A, negative 3 is greater than negative 5. Now if you look at the bottom, I drew a number line, and with red dots I placed the numbers from the above example so that you can compare. So negative 3 is closer to 0 than negative 5. Or another way that we said is negative 5 is further to the left, so it's less than. For B, negative 5 is less than 0. Negatives are less than 0. Also, they're furthest to the left on the number line. For choice C, there's positive 6 is greater than negative 1. And again, all positive numbers beat negative numbers. 6 is going to be to the right on the number line. Negative 1 will be the furthest to the left. Okay, make sure you pay attention to the left where it says absolute value, the little sticky note they've put on the workbook page. And then notice the example number 2, comparing temperatures, -4, or sorry, not temperatures, comparing trivia scores. -4 points is greater than -5 points. You're talking about losing points. And again, -4 is closer to 0, so the number on the left side is the smaller number. Now the got it question D is talking about temperatures. And you can check here that +2 is greater than -2, which means it's warmer on that day, where it's +2 than on the day where the temperature is -2. So once you copy everything on here, please move to the next page. And now it's your turn to do the guided practice, numbers 1 through 5, and rate yourself. Again, this is lesson 5.3, page 366. This is your turn. But wait, go one more page. This is a lesson that comes up, but it's very similar to a lesson we've already done, which is lesson 2.5, where you had to compare and order numbers, whether they were decimals, fractions, or percents. So this is the workbook, page 389. And step 1, of course, is telling you to compare and order integers. Alright, so this is like lesson 2.5 because you have to have all of the numbers in the same form. We said it's easier to have all the numbers as decimals and then put them in order. The only thing that's different with this lesson is now you have positive numbers and negative numbers. Before we only had positive numbers even though there were decimals and fractions. Now you've got decimals and fractions that could also be negative. So you're going to use your integer rules to compare them, positives versus negatives, and you're going to use your conversion skills to make sure everything is a decimal so that you can see if it's to the left or to the right of the number line. Sorry, oh my dear Lord, my family keeps screaming and knocking on the door, but maybe we can get through this video without another interruption. Alright, so you've got to change everything to decimals, put them in order. If it's on the left side of the number line, it's going to be the smaller number. Further to the right side of the number line, it's the greater number. So check out these examples and then do your guided practice. And Mary Force be with you. We'll practice in class. Thanks, Miss Gregory.